I sincerely apologize, and I didn't mean to stress you guys that much. Like I said, I have not used YouTube Live before. I just do Google Meet and maybe Telegram or something. But of course, I mean, based on the fact that I was looking at, okay, let's reach a larger audience and stuff like that. So you get, that's why I'm like, okay, you know what? I think it's fine to adopt the YouTube Live thing. You don't need yourselves. All right, so we are 16 in the live room right now. Um, I'm going to say before we start, so sorry. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just apologizing. And I understand that so many of us have so many things to do with our time, and I didn't mean to keep us this long. So basically, I mean, straight to the point. What we're looking at is order blocks. Now, this training is quite straightforward. I'm not going to walk you through the entire process of understanding basic trends, uptrends, downtrends, you know, those kind of stuff, market structure. I believe that before now, if you have at least a background knowledge on some of these things. So what I just want to do for you is I just want to give you a very simple method such that you can be able to not just even trade order blocks, but able to sorry, you mute yourself. Sorry, can you mute yourself? Thank you.
Catch you here.
Oh my god. Oh, so sorry about that, guys. So as I was saying, this training is not just to just help you to spot just order blocks alone, but I mean high probability zones, levels where you know, okay, if you come into this level, you should be able to do a bit of buying and selling. You should be able to expect price to react off that level. And everything starts from the concept of, okay, so let's look at what's order block. Order block is basically institutional handle, right? That's what you're taught. But I mean, it's beyond that. Trust me, it's actually beyond even the candle process. I mean, if you like, I was talking to an intern for 3 days back, and I was like, if ICT traders or smart money traders can just look away from just the concept of understanding order block as a candle formation, and they start to see it as a price area where you know what institutions are dealing around that area, not necessarily the price. If not necessarily the candle. So for instance, I mean, if you just look at the candle and just say, okay, this candle looks like another block. The previous, I mean, the basic definition of so many smart money courses is the candle before every big move. That's as simple as that. So when you see an opposing candle before every big move, there is another block. Well, many times we can see opposing candle that look very nice, and trust me, it's just rubbish. There is no volume on that candle. It's just that candle just formed as just a normal candle formation, has nothing institutional sponsorship in it. And eventually, if you trade from those kind of candles, there's a high chance that you're not going to make money. You understand? Traders are trading based on candle formations. Okay, I see this candle is looking very nice. Oh, I think it's another block. Trust me, based on what you've been taught, based on candle, you can say it's another block. But when you look at it in the context of, I want to look at an institutional area. You know, if you look at it at an institutional area, you are not going to be having issues with, oh, this other block stopped me out, then price start moving in the direction. Because why? If you look at it in the context of area, so what I mean by area is based on the benchmark based on benchmark processes. Okay, normally I'm not supposed to teach you this part, but I just want to quickly just show you guys something, just should I say an understanding of why I'm talking about area and not candlestick. So I'll just go to what's that site again? CMA Group. So let's look at something like gold settlement. Let me just show you something on CMA Group. If I go to gold settlement time, Okay, procedures. Let's look at gold settlement procedures on CME Group. I just want to show you how institutions actually think and why so many of us might not eventually become successful in trading order block at the end of the day based on the approach you are using. Not that you're not a good trader, not that you can't actually spot the order block, but something is just missing. It's just the approach that matters. So now if you look at CME Group, right? So this CME Group, this is gold settlement price. Now I'm not going to walk you through what gold settlement and all those things are about. Now I want you to understand how institutions actually think. You understand? It's just the thinking. Now, if you look at, let me show you gold settlement procedures, right? They talk about the COMEX gold futures are settled, blah, 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 blah. You can see they talk about this time of the day. I mean, 13:29 to 13:30. And they talk about 13:15 to 13:30. These are the times where they want to what? Settle gold price. Now, look at this. This is an institutional website, you know. See what they said here. They said tier 1. If a trade occurs between, are you guys seeing my screen? Are you watching what I'm trying to explain to you? Who is following me?
Yes.
Okay, now
I'm following you.
Yes. We are following.
Okay, now you can see they say
Some people want to come inside.
Oh, some people
Can you expand your screen?
Can I expand my screen? I don't think it can be expanded more than this.
Okay, no problem.
Let me see. Oh no, it can't. That's the highest. Except I mean, okay. Is it that you can't see the word? The word is too tiny or what?
Small boy.
Okay.
We'll manage it like that, Jerry.
Okay. So I'm just trying to give you the idea of why so many traders will never make money correctly trading order block, because you are thinking of candlestick. You're not thinking of price area. Now I'm showing you something on CME Group on how institutions actually trade and how they do it. Now they talked about this price. They said settlement period defines at 13:29 to 13:30. That's just 1 minute window. They said 13:50 to 13:30. That's, I mean, and this that's just the time basically. Now look at the criteria they look at when they want to place a trade. They're like, if a trade occurs on Globex between this time frame, they talked about this. Then I said now look at it too. If the last trade price is outside of the bid and ask price spread, then the contract settles to the nearest bid and ask price. So what that means is, I mean, let's say for instance, they want to place a trade at certain time of the day and they're targeting certain price. They're like, okay, if price has moved outside of that price, after that level, I mean, if I can get a price that is closer to that price, you can see the nearest bid or ask price, I mean, they will still place the trade. Do you understand? They said if the price is within the bid and ask price, or if the price is not available, then the contract settles for the last trade price. Yeah, so what that means is, I mean, if your order block, for instance, if they don't feel that that price of that your order block is too, let's say they don't like that price, or maybe based on some other things, they're like, okay, you know what, I think we want to buy at a much lower price. I mean, they might decide to just go 1 or 2 ticks below your order block to just get that price. Now, that doesn't mean that order block is actually false or that order block is a failed level. It's just that they are looking at areas. Institutions are not bloody care about candlesticks. They are thinking about the area, the price area. You understand? They're looking at the area. So you can see, they said if they can't get it at a particular price, I mean, they can do the business at a closer price. If price has gone outside of that price, they can still execute it. Why? Because it's around that price area. It's around that price area. So that's the mindset you want to be trading your order blocks. I don't know if you've come across what I'm showing you, but if you've come across it, you can say I've come across it. I mean, if you go down, you are going to see so many different ways of how they are entering trade. This thing just tells you just give you an hindsight on how institutions are trading. They're not trying to trade exactly the same price. Now, if it's by the price, that means that at every wholesale price level, I'm talking about psychology level now, at every whole number now, it means that price has to just reverse, because why? They are taking on price. But institutions don't bloody care about that. They're looking at, okay, you know what, if I can't get at let me say, if I can't get gold at, let's say, 1926, if I can't get gold at 1925, even if I get it at 1924, 1923, I'm fine. You understand? So it is with that mindset that they are looking at trading gold, basically. And at the end of the day, if you carry that mindset into your order block trade, trust me, you are going to actually do well in the long run. So if you have any question, at least you can ask for now. So before I start to show you what we have for today. Wow, gold is just buying crazily.
Okay.
Okay.
Does it only work on gold? Does it work in other pairs? Sorry.
Well, it's the same idea. It's the same idea. Now I'm just trying to just do basic benchmark for you guys. I'm not even supposed to go that far, but so that you can just understand it. Well, what I want to show you on other blocks actually works on every pair, every asset class. It works. It works. But I'm just using
No,
gold
but
as
this
just.
one you just showed us. Does it work in other pairs too?
Yes.
Yes. No, wait. It depends. So for settlement areas, right? We have settlement price on oil. We have settlement price on bonds. We have settlement price on equities. But we don't have settlement price on FX because FX is a 24-hour market. Gold is not a 24-hour market. Equities is not a 24-hour market. Oil is not a 24-hour market. And settlement price is basically the price at which is the closing price for the day. Basically, is when they close is usually the closing price of the day. So when the market wants to close, that's basically what settlement and everything is all about. But FX is 24 hours. But there are other price areas that we use to kill FX markets. That's just it. I'm just trying to use this as an example, and why I'm using this is because this one has an idea. It gives you certain scenarios of, okay, if I can't get price at this level, okay, I can. If I see something nearer to this one, I can do this and I do this. So basically, I'm just using this one as just to give you an example of what actually happens. So that's just the whole idea. Now basically, coming back to order block, we have, from your understanding. But okay, by the way, look at what gold is currently doing. And gold is currently buying, right? Do you know that I actually marked this same level that I was going to buy gold this morning? Is it? Let me show you this trade. You can see the time when can you see the time? This is 7:19 a.m. 7:19 a.m. right? Can you see it? Hello?
Yes.
Can you see 7:19 a.m. I marked that gold was going to buy at this level. Let's see. Now this is just 11. Is it a guesswork that I was able to predict that gold is going to buy at this price? Is it a guesswork? Is it a guesswork? It's not, but I'm just trying to
No,
dive.
it's not.
I'm just trying to show you that this thing I'm about to teach you is very, very powerful. But that's not what I used to take this particular trade. But trust me, I still use the same idea to catch any kind of trade I want. It's just be able to predict price by the peep. I do it every single day. See, this trade I took now, this buy trade was crazy, absolutely crazy. I believe there's nobody that's going to believe in buying gold, but I bought it even at a strong downtrend and it went straight up. So let's go back to what we're talking about. Now, what we want to do now, basically, it starts from the idea of percentage of volume. That's what we want to look at, percentage of volume. Now, what's percentage of volume? Percentage of volume is actually an algorithm, what's it called? An algorithm that was designed, by institutions to be able to enter the market easily. So when I'm talking about when they want to bring in orders into the market, of course, if you are trading order block, if you believe that institutions actually move the market based on technical analysis, when institutions are coming into the market, what's the footprint you are going to see? You are supposed to see volume, right? Now, volume goes beyond just okay, I'm just seeing volume at this candle. It's about the area, and I'll keep mentioning the part that of area. You need to start thinking in the light of area. Now, the basic first start of what you want to do as an order block trader, as an institutional trader, because you understand that institutions bring in volume to the market. What it means that anywhere you see volume, high volume in your chart, you want to mark it. That's what you want to do. So if I untick gold right now, why did we untick this one? Man, I can't find that. But I was trying to untick gold for you so that you can see. But let's just go. Now, anywhere you see high volume in gold, you just want to mark it. This is not just gold, any currency. You can see highest volume. Anywhere you see the highest volume, just mark it. Anywhere you see high volume, just mark it. Now, this stuff, we're going to streamline it because I'm just trying to go very, very basic. So this is what you want to do. Now, what do you discover when you mark high volume? What can you see when you start to mark high volume? What is that thing you discover about high volume? As I'm marking it, just be telling me, oh, what can you observe? I mean, you can see I'm marking the highest volume. So the highest volume is actually easy to spot. I mean, you can spot it on hindsight by just looking at this volume chart. You can see it's as simple as that. Highest volume. You just want to mark it. That's all. Simple. Just mark your highest volume. Now, what do you start to discover from the highest volume? You start to discover that the majority of market turning points, where the market change trend, change direction, happens at these high volume areas. You discover, okay, let's see. Why is it that after this high volume print on this small candle, price just reversed? Look at this. When this high volume formed, price came back down. When this high volume came in, price dropped. Why is it happening in high volume areas? Why is it not just happening in any place? Why is it that it's high volume, the highest volume it comes? I mean, who knows about this before now? That the highest volume actually has potential of not sometimes changing the trend, or sometimes maybe pausing that particular trend. So if the market is in a very high uptrend and you get a high volume at top edges, there's a high chance that you're just going to get a retracement. I mean, it might not completely change the trend, of course, but of course it's going to pause whatever flow is coming into the market at that point. Why is it like that? I mean, we can just keep marking this is the first process you want to do. I mean, if you can't start from this, trust me, you can't get the best order block. It starts from this, as simple as this. As simple as this. Can you see when price brought in the highest volume, what happened? Price just went up. What happened? Price just went up. What happened? Now, if you discover that the highest volume actually changes the market, if you can be able to predict the highest volume before it happens, don't you think that you are one step ahead of every trader in the world? Who believes that?
I believe.
I mean, if you can be able to just, on hindsight, you can just see the volume and say, okay, I think volume is changing, then you can be able to predict everything. So what you want to now do is, anywhere you see highest volume in your chart, just draw a line, not horizontal line, just mark that level, draw it out, mark that level, draw it out. It's as simple as that. That's just the basics. That is how it starts from. So it's just what that means for you right now is, if you come here, right, you can see highest volume. I mean, all of these other volumes, there are other strategies we use to trade all of these other ones, these smaller ones. I mean, they tell you a lot. I'll try and touch on those ones as well. But I mean, let's just start from these basics. If you can't get it from just this small one alone, I mean, you can't go further. Sure, you get. So what you want to do now is, let me take these lines off. Let me just take all of this line off a bit. So we'll come back. We'll mark these lines back. We'll go back and mark them. But now I'll go to use horizontal boxes, rectangle boxes, sorry. So you want to draw a box around it, or you just draw a straight line, whatever. But I think it's better to draw a box so that you have an area in your mind. So you can see this highest volume, right? This area here has what? What you want to draw it now. If you believe that this is highest volume, right? And you can see that institutions are bringing in orders, because what happens when you see volume is that when you see volume, somebody is actually doing business at that price. Volume does not just show up at randomly. High volume does not just show up randomly. Somebody is bringing in orders. So if you believe that somebody is bringing orders at the highest volume, what happens is that this becomes your area of interest. So what that means is that if price come back to that level, there's a high chance that you can also get another reaction of that price. So it's not a guesswork that if you are taking a buy trade from here, you would have made all these buys. Very easy. Who would have actually believed that you would have gotten a clean buy like this from this level? Who on earth would have think? Now this has nothing to do with maybe trend or anything. I mean, you might want to use it in any way you want to use it. But I'm just telling you, I'm just giving you the basic idea of how I use it and how you can use it, and you have a tremendous result. Who believes that if you had understand that this is a highest volume area, if you have marked it on your chart, you would have made more money trying to buy here? Who? Nobody's saying anything.
We are with
I
you.
guess are with you. We wouldn't have
I
believed.
was just trying to check it out
Please, well
from my
done.
system too.
So you can see as simple as it is. Now look at this other guy here. And now let me just say this. The candle size does not matter the volume size. You can see a very small candle and has a lot of volume inside of it. In fact, by the time we go forward and I start to I'll give you a particular tool that helps you to streamline this stuff you are seeing. So it's not just going to be you just reading this thing here, because this thing, when you read it sometimes, if you are not good with volume analysis, trust me, somebody can actually come here and say, okay, I think this particular one here is also a high volume, because it's going higher than this other one. Somebody can mark it. We are going to see things like that. Somebody can mark this one. Somebody can come here and mark this other one. You understand? So we are going to have a lot of back and forth on this thing. So to further help you to be able to streamline, okay, what volume area are you looking at? So I'll give you a tool that helps you on that, so that further enhance your order block selection. And you understand why you might not necessarily have to look for other blocks inside of some of this range here, and to maybe take your trade, and why some of this, and I'll give you the criteria you use, why you can easily just take a buy. Because of course, even if this is a high volume area, that does not mean that if price come back, price might react. There's a criteria for you to know that as price is coming to this area, what happens in this area that makes you to know that price is going to buy. Now the idea is this. So let me see if I can draw a chart. Let me see if I can draw something. The idea is this. Now let's take, for instance, that you have a high volume area, right? Like this. And price trades away from it. Now, if there's any reason for price to come back to this level, right, this high volume area, what you want to see is that as price trades toward this level, what is volume doing at that price? As price trades toward this thing, what's the volume at this area? What's it doing? Are you also getting a high volume, or are you getting a low volume? Now, if you get a high volume, it means something. If you get a low volume, it means something. Do you understand? If you get a low, usually as an order block trader, your best bet is as price trade toward this order block, you want to start to see the volume, you want to start to see low volume coming into this level here. Because if you have a lower volume coming into this level, right, what it tells you is that the particular buy orders that are here are already drying up. It's showing that they're already drying up. So there's a high chance that you're going to just get a very smooth reversal. That's on one hand. Now, on the other hand, you can also have a high volume coming into this place, and price can still react off it. That's when you have what we call the percentage of volume algorithm, and I'm going to also teach you guys so that you're going to understand. But I'm just trying to give you that percentage of volume algorithm that I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to teach you guys. It's a high volume strategy, right? But if you get it, even when price is trading into this thing, trust me, it's a clean sell. Most of the time, you make your money, boom, you're out of the market. You make a whole lot of money trading that. If you can if that's what you want to be sporting all your entire life, trust me, you'll be good. Most of your trades is going to be winning trades at the end of the day. Of course, because majority of us here are coming from technical backgrounds and some of these things. So I'll just try and put in technicals for now. Then after a while, after we've maybe gone through a few trades, then I will now add in sentiment. I'll show you how I'm going to now use sentiment now to decide, okay, this level, so am I supposed to buy? Am I supposed to sell? I'll use sentiment to clean it up, to further clean the whole thing, so that I'm going to have the highest probability to know where I'm going to do my business. So this, now we talked about high volume, low volume. Now look at this. Okay, now so we identified that this one is high volume, right? And price traded into it, and price just went all the way up. Yeah. So now if you look at this guy here actually has a high volume, and this happened during Asian session. Very close to the bullet train. There's what we call the bullet train, but that's part of benchmarking. That's not something we look at here. Because I took all this, any trade I show you most likely was a trade I took personally. So I'm not trying to make anything of trades I posted on the group, as I'm taking it and showing you guys. So now look at this guy. This guy has a high volume, right? Now if you had marked this guy up and you say, okay, you know what, This guy has a high volume. I'm going to be watching this price area. What happens? Boom. Now that's why I talked about you looking at price area, and this is the scenario where you're going to have issues, because if you look at it in the area of, okay, I want to trade the candlestick, right? You would have maybe taken a buy here, price come back to this place, weak you out, and you like, oh, this thing doesn't work, and this, and that's why I told you that it's an idea of area in the market that you want to do business. So if you have an idea of area, price can decide to come back lower, and if you look at this is a commercial accumulation. For some of us that understand accumulation, this is a commercial accumulation. I mean, three
Level two, level two.
yeah, so you understand. So this is a level 2. You get for that. I think that's actually my one of my students. Level 2 liquidity. So we know like level 2 liquidity, we can spot it ahead. We know where it's going to happen. Level 2 liquidity will likely happen in an area where there's high volume. You understand? And of course, when we see level 2 liquidity, we identify it. So we always wait for the markdown, for the markup phase. So we always want to wait for the accumulation, commercial accumulation. I mean, commercial is always going to try to take price downward to be able to attract more sellers into the market so that they can be able to take price higher. I mean, this is just accumulation basically. But that's another thing for another day. But you can understand. Now you can say, okay, this guy was also a high volume. Now, common sense, normal, sometimes we have to apply common sense. This guy has a high volume, highest volume here, but the candle is too big. Do you want to do something like this? Doesn't make any sense. Does it? Who believes that this doesn't make sense?
Yeah.
It doesn't. So, I mean, you want to put things into context too. So you understand. Now, I actually took this sell. I sold. I can show you this trade on my trade. I actually took this sell. This was a high volume buy into an area, and I sold. And I explained that when price is trading into an area, because we have what we call the gold auction price somewhere around here. I was watching this level for gold auction price. I was watching RGLs, stuff like that. I was watching it around this price. So I already knew that gold was going to trade it. I mean, it was a trade I took. Let me show you if I have not deleted it. This is it. I mean, I don't lie. I don't lie. Can you see? This was a trade I took. Which day? August 16. August 16 is 2 days ago. Can you see it? Guys, who believe I took every single trade I'm showing you right now? Do you believe I took it? I mean, this is it here. On hindsight. I mean, I'm not hindsight, but I took everything. Now, is it a guess what I was able to enter here? Is it a guess what I was able to buy from here? Now, there's no order block on this one now. This is something else. But of course, it's still part of the benchmark process. I mean, you can be able to streamline it. There are actually high volumes inside of this stuff. But I'm going to give you the tools that you're going to use to locate it. To be able to know that, okay, these are high volumes, a low volume, and stuff like that. So let me show you one more example. Then we're going to add more tools. Now, look at this guy here. This is high volume, right? Highest volume coming in at what? Just 30 minutes after settlement price. I mean, towards the end of good trading day. I mean, if you have marked this area and you say, okay, you know what? I want to watch our price interact with this area later in future. I want to interact. Is he a guesswork that you would have caught this order block here? I mean, if you have maybe now probably maybe refine it to whatever level you want to do. It is an area. Will you have caught this sell? Yes or no?
Yes, it will have. Yes, you would.
You would have caught it, right? I mean, let me ask you, are you enjoying this thing? If you are not enjoying, let's
yes.
Yes, right on. We are.
Yes, we are. We have questions. We are piling up our questions for you.
Well, let me look at that person. That person I have now. Hey, Jesus, people want to enter away. For tell me now. Hey, some people have been waiting. I've been in the waiting room for a very long time now. Hey, yeah, sorry.
They go YouTube, go watch it.
They go YouTube. I wanted to spot that voice. That voice is heavenly. Okay, so now that's just it basically. Now I said I want to give you one more example. Okay, I think with these few ones I've shown you, you know that there is a high probability. So now, how do you now streamline this thing? How do you now know the stuff that, okay, this one is better, this one is not, this one is good, this one is bad? How do you now streamline some of these things? So we want to use a tool. There's a tool on TradingView that you want to use that shows you inside of all of these high volumes that you are seeing here. I mean, this is a declining volume, this is stopping volume. We call it the declining volume. But inside of all of these things, it's not going to help you to streamline. Okay, I think there's another high volume here that makes sense. This one makes sense. This one don't make sense. This one don't make sense. Now, before I'm going to show you that tool, I need to also explain something to you. Now, if you are trading, right? Let me just draw a trend for you. Let's say this is an uptrend. Whether uptrend, whether downtrend, it's still the same application. Now, price is moving an uptrend, right? This is different candle formations. Okay. So this is different candle formation, right? Now, if you're having low volume, and all of a sudden inside of this trend, let's say this guy in the middle now brought a very high volume, but the candle is still small, but it's low volume. That high volume candle that came in inside of this low volume move is actually very significant. Let's say the volume came in somewhere here. What you want to do is this. Okay, inside of this move, I just want mark and come out. Maybe price can later now do something like this. Maybe come back in future, take out this level, becomes a level 2 buyer, and boom, you are in this trade. Something like that. So I need to clear this off, because I'm going to show you different scenarios where you're going to see low volume, all of a sudden you're going to see a high volume, but even though the candle is small, trust me, it's very powerful. That high volume candle where they see where it's small, where be like doji, so it's very powerful. It can change your life. So I'm going to show you the tool. So the tool on TradingView is what's that guy's name again? Hey, okay, is heat map, something heat map. I'll just, what, I'm going to post the link so that actually I'll post the link. Sure, you get it. I don't know how to trace it on TradingView, because let me see. I think I saved the indicator somewhere. This guy, heat map volume X decal, or something like that. This guy. So that's the guy that you want to look at for. Now, this guy did a very good job when it comes to volume analysis. Now, I love the color of the candles that he used. It makes a lot of sense. Now, I'm just going to zoom in so that you can be able to see it clearly, and I'm going to explain what this does. Now, when you see a very red candle like this, it shows that highest volume might be red. If you see orange, highest volume too. So the red comes out only when the volume is very, very high. You see the red. Then I mean, if you are to put it on a scale of high to low, you can say from red to orange to yellow, then to this. Is it I don't know what color is this. Maybe it was trying to get aqua or gray, I don't know. But let's just use light blue, because there's another dark blue inside. If you can see, let me show you something. If you can zoom in, you can see that there's another small. This one is carrying different color. You can see that this one is lowest volume. Like this particular one that I have seen that is dark blue is extremely low. I mean, extremely low. When you say you don't finish, volume no dey finish. Now with this one, so hey, I'm speaking pidgin, no vex. We have I can see some foreigners here, no vex for me. Okay, so you can see this one too, but this particular one is just your normal trading volume. Yeah, but if it goes below the normal trading volume, if it goes below, that's when you're going to get this dark blue. So I mean, if you are getting, like I said, if you are trading into an high volume area, you want to see lowest volume. So it makes a lot of sense. If price is trading after this high volume print of this area, you can see a lot of high volume. Price they do stuff. I mean, even at that, I mean, you can even say, okay, just for markup sake, this guy also makes sense as a high volume. Now you can mark it and keep it somewhere, right? Who agrees with me?
Yeah, I agree with you.
I mean, you can mark this guy and keep this guy somewhere. I mean, you still do very, very well doing that. Okay, now look at this guy now. You can see highest volume traded into a lowest volume. I mean, you can even without these two, you can see that the volume is so dry, nothing is inside. You know, of course, it happened during Asian session, and look at this. Price just went all the way, boom, went all the way up. I mean, instead of the Asian session, all of a sudden around 2 a.m. we just got this spike in volume. Exactly what I'm talking about. So this kind of thing makes sense. You are seeing low volume, low volume, low volume, and all of a sudden you just see high volume inside. It doesn't matter whether it's high or small. Like this guy now, you can see a high volume inside. Now, if you understand the concept of market profile, you understand that if you have a high volume, usually price will trade low volume into high volume. So I mean, if you're trading a break and retest, now I'm just going this 5 minutes time frame, but just put into context of maybe price is fractal, you can get it anywhere. You understand? So I mean, this is price, right? Price gave a high volume down candle. This candle retested into that high volume. I mean, if you're trading break and retest or you're trading something, I mean, you could have used this high volume as what? As a point of contact to just continue what? Selling your price. It's something you could just add as a confluence. So you get. And you can see that this small yellow candle, of course, price came back down, did an accumulation on it, and boom, price just kept pushing all the way up. You understand? So let's look at something recent. So I marked this guy here. Makes sense now. So I marked this guy here and I said, you can see this guy has a lot of volume here. We have high volume, we have high volume, we have high volume. Of course, as another block trader, if you were to put things in context, which one are you going to go for? Probably if
The
I
higher
was
one.
if I were you,
The
like
higher one that has a fair value gap.
well, I don't know, but if I were you, what I just do
They
is
can do with
I just
width.
look at the entire area. Usually, I can do something like this. Okay, high volume here. I can mark multiple blocks. You understand? I just want to account for so many levels as possible. So if you take this one, you account for this one. You take this one, you account for this one. I mean, it doesn't matter. You want to just have something to look out for. You get, and of course you want to put things in context too. So if you have maybe price tap this one or something, it depends on how you want to look at it eventually. You understand? But I actually sold. I took a sell on this trade yesterday, and the sell came in. Of course, I took cognizance of the entire volume, and the way I took it, what I did basically, let me be frank, what I did, which I think is actually the best. I just look for the candle that has the highest volume, even though I see all of this, and this candle here actually has the highest volume. So just to put things into context, so that we don't have variations of some of these things. Let's just take the entire candle, this particular candle here that brought out the highest volume. If you take this guy out, I mean, to be frank, you can be able to maybe account for maybe something, or if you want to maybe refine it and say, okay, you know what, depend on how you want to approach it. You can maybe take it just to the body of the candle. Of course, the body has more volume than the wick. Of course, so you can just account and just say, okay, you know what, I think I'll be watching this price here. I'm not saying you should not gonna be placing sell limit and be taking trade on high volume or low volume, but the idea is you have an area you want to be watching. And like I gave you the CME group price settlement trading staff. I said, is that just an area? If they enter this price, if they enter this area and they can't do business at this price, they can decide to take it a bit higher. You know, I mean, it's still part of the area. It's about the area basically. It's not about the candle. I mean, if you start to think about area and not candle, I mean, I know you definitely do well. You understand? So let's see what price is currently doing. Let's see if price is trading into. Okay, is it a guesswork, or this is today now? Is it a guesswork that we have this? You can see low volume, high volume inside. Oh, sorry, I'm trying to. Okay. Is it a guesswork that inside of this guy, if you had been watching this guy, it probably would have maybe taken a sell here. Why? Because this brother is inside this place. Do you understand? Of course, we still have all of these high volume areas here that quite make sense. You understand? But I mean, just for the basics, Look at this one. So can you see how this indicator kind of help you to streamline all of these things, so that even in the midst of all of this, you can still get some other ones that can make more sense to you. I hope you understand.
Yeah.
So I mean, this stuff is something that you want to, of course, it starts from this. You can see I'm not even looking at trend, because me, I've gone past trading trend. Everybody knows I don't trade trend. I just look at benchmark, look at sentiment, know what to do. Understand? So I mean, if you take this one, this is already a 1 to 2. Currently now I'm buying gold. And with the level I'm buying gold from, based on what I'm teaching you now, you can see there's no volume anywhere below that price is going to use to buy. But I'm buying gold currently, and it comes from other understanding about the market. So here you get. Now, if I also now let's see if I can go back maybe a bit to early this week, or maybe sometime last week. Let's just do a bit of back testing. I mean, so like I said, what you want to do, anywhere you spot high volume, just mark it. Anywhere you spot high volume, you mark it. So this were trade that I actually took. You could see, okay, this one has high hair. This one has, let me see. This one has high volume, right? You could see high volume coming out by 105. 5 minutes after. Sorry, I didn't get you. Are you talking to me? Oh, okay. All right. So now look at this. High volume coming in at this price. Usually what I just do is when I see high volume like this, what I want to do is I just want to account for as many levels as I want to account for. So I can decide to say, okay, you know what? I think I like this guy here. So I can mark this guy. You know, of course, I tie in with sentiment with some of these things. So which one has the highest volume? Let's see. Let's zoom in. Let's see. You can say, okay, you take this guy and you just draw it out, and you want to watch how price interacts with this level. Of course, price tapped it and later it just went all the way down. I mean, it happens, you know. So of course, this is based on sentiment and other things, because by the time I start to go into the concept of value now, you understand why. I think there was even a high volume here, so this one will make sense now. There's also high volume here. Look at this guy here, high volume trading. Of course, this one is actually news on Friday 1:30, maybe. I think was it I don't know what news came out. We had this spike in volume here. We had this one, and price came back down. Now what I just did basically for this kind of guys, like I always say, I'm looking at area in the market. So I just said, you know what, I'm going to take the highest volume to account for that area. So what I did was, you see this red candle, this red one that came into this price that brought this volume, you know, I just mark this guy and I just say, you know what, I'm going to mark this guy and just watch how price interacts with this guy. You know, I mean, this one has the highest volume, so we want to account for that price area. And it's not just a guesswork that we're able to take a sell at this price. Of course, we want to tie in sentiment. So if we were to tie in sentiment, maybe probably we'll look at maybe the concept of value. We would have looked at something like this. You know, is it a guesswork that as price is trading up, sentiment is going down? We know that we're supposed to be selling gold at that price. You know, you want to use sentiment to streamline your trades, that kind of stuff. So is it if I also maybe, okay, you know what, let me just show you one or two stuffs about sentiment. Let's see if we could have been able to streamline some other trades based on sentiment. Let's check the other trades. Let's see what sentiment was telling us, if we're able to maybe take buy or take sell. Like at this level now, let's see what sentiment was doing. Let's see if it makes sense that would have been buying into that level. So obviously sentiment was going down. I mean, you don't want to be somebody that is going to be buying when your value is telling you that you should be selling. So obviously, based on sentiment, you would have been what? You wouldn't have been what? Buying, at least not just at this price. Maybe at another price in future, but not just at this price. Because why? Value is against you. You understand? So you get. Now look at this. Sometimes value started to pick up, and of course, since the value is picking up, we know that a buy is coming. And if you look closely, can you see that? Can you see the commercial accumulation coming in at this price below this level? we started to see what a lot of commercial buy accumulation. I actually bought, and this was the buy that I posted that day. That I think one of us commented on the group that Fuzi, how you think no say price go buy? This was a trade actually, and it was based on what I saw. So is it guesswork that I'm able to, in fact, predict that there was going to be a buy first, and you know what, later take the buy somewhere around there and make money? It's not guesswork. You understand? So I mean, look at this. Trying to sell into this. Oh, there's is there volume here? I think there is. Oh, let's be sure. Yeah, there's one volume here that is hiding somewhere here. Oh. Guys, what do you think? There's a high volume somewhere here. Somewhere here. So if you mark this guy, perhaps you would have caught this one and boom. They have made all the money all the way down at this price. It's very, very possible.
It's interesting. Huh?
It's very, very possible. You would have caught that sell. You would have caught it. I mean, it depends on what you're looking at that point. But me, I actually sold. I sold here. I sold this second one. Did I say this one? Let me see. I can't even remember if I did again. I don't know. Okay. I did not take this sell here. This initial sell. Yeah, I didn't take it. But I took this sell. I mean, with that one, anyone we shall make money. So at the end of the day, so now with benchmark now, I don't even need to be marking all this marking. I'm even marking now is unnecessary stress for me. With benchmark now, all this one I know they do all this one. Straight up, I know where to buy, I know where to sell straight up. Just like this particular trade here, it was based on benchmark. There was no volume, there's nothing. I just sold, and based on, I mean, you can see it here live through the sell straight down to TP. You understand? So if you had to add maybe other confluences with sentiment, I mean, this sell was a clear sentiment. Should I say a clear sentiment kind of enhanced trading? So you can see sentiment was just going down based on value. You can see our value for gold is going down at that point. I mean, and
this your value line and the one we know.
Huh?
This value line, is it the one we know?
No.
Okay.
No. So you can see price just traded into this one, boom, it just went all the way down. And you could see that sentiment was still telling you that you should be selling gold, though. You should not buy. So as price is now going up, I mean, gold is becoming what? Gold is becoming overpriced, becoming too expensive to buy at this price. Let's see whether there was volume somewhere that we could have maybe used as an extra confluence. And okay, there's a high volume somewhere around this place. So let's not forget this guy. Let's not forget this guy. So probably somebody is looking at it as maybe I don't know what you call it, breaker block or whatever name you want to call it. You would have probably been eyeing this area that okay, price is going to trade into this place because of sentiment, and you would have been watching price closely. I mean, I think you would have done well being a seller than a buyer eventually. Actually, I sold this trade. I bought this trade. This was a trade I took yesterday. I sold and I bought. Let me look for it. Yeah, this was it. I sold and I bought. 2 trades I took yesterday. I posted this trade on the group. Everybody saw it live. So this was the sell. This was the buy, and I was able to buy. And I remember in the room I talked about sentiment. I said, you know what? I don't think that gold is actually going to continue to buy for long, and boom, it sold all the way down. Now what do we have currently? Now I was able to buy gold. I started buying gold from a price somewhere around the benchmark price somewhere around here. So I just entered my clean trading, my clean buy somewhere here, because I already saw what I wanted to see, and it was not a guesswork that we had this clean buy all the way, all the way to this level. I mean, even till now we just keep buying gold, and you can see how sentiment is just, the value is just showing you, what, keep buying, bro, keep buying, bro, keep buying. So you make a lot of money. So before let me ask, do you have any question? I'm just trying to keep it very, very basic. This is exactly not how I trade, you know. Okay, let me just show you how I trade. Let me see if I can go back on my own personal trades. Let me see if I can. Okay, you can see that I took this buy, so it wasn't that I was just capping. It was a buy I actually took. You know, this morning you can see this arrow here. I posted it. I placed this arrow and I was going to what? Buy. This was it here. This was it here. This arrow that, okay, you know, it's priced straight to this level. I'm going to be a buyer. And of course, live, it happened. Price traded into that level. And boom. So price is still buying up till now. So if you look at some other trades that I took, you can see the buy trade I was telling you that I took, then price data sold all the way down. And I have this level even marked. So I mean, something you can also look at. You can see all this sell, you can see sell, buy, everything. These are just trade basically. So the one I was talking about, you can see it. You can see that it wasn't a guesswork that I was able to sell from here. Took this buy. Of course, this was based on other stuffs basically. Let me even see. Yeah, here this particular one I also took this one too. This one I was talking about commercial accumulation buying. You know, I also sold into the calculation because I was watching this measured move down here. Let me see if I can still go back down to some of my other trades. Let me see. Just one more trade and I'll take questions. Yeah. So this is one of the few trades I took a loss, and it was just basically the fact that I was actually not watching the chart at that time. I know sentiment was negative for gold. It has been negative for gold for a very long time now, but somehow I actually bought. And I was thinking of, okay, I think I was thinking of maybe gold was still going to buy all the way to this level before it sold. And somehow gold just sold all the way down. So I didn't take this particular one. You know, look at this. You can see this particular level I marked now was based on just volume. I just taught you guys now. If I'm to add this volume stuff here, you're going to see it. Look at this guy. Was it okay? You can see this high volume here. You can see this highest volume here. I think that was why. I think it wasn't from this guy. I think it was from this highest volume. I saw this highest volume print here, and I said, you know what? I think I like the highest volume print at that price. You know, at 2 a.m. Trust me, just be watching 2 a.m. You see, 2 a.m. is always bringing out volume. I think something you need to watch. There are areas, there are time zones that normally volume always coming on gold. I mean, on a regular basis. Something like probably like 10:30 good auction price, you know, 10:30, 12 p.m., you know, 3 p.m. auction price. The 12 p.m. is the metals auction. You know, these things bring in volume, and if you mark, even if you don't get the volume at, for instance, if you don't get the volume at 10:30, sometimes it comes in by, let's say, 11 or 11:05 or something like that. Still mark it because it's still part of the auction process. And trust me, all those kind of levels are very, very powerful that you use to make money. I mean, if it comes out as an order block, maybe another block to you or something, it makes a lot of sense. You make money at the end of the day. So let me take questions for now. So if you have questions, please ask me. Yeah,
Okay,
my
I
life
have
is
a
going to end.
question.
Sorry, my life is going to end in 5 minutes. I told you guys, Google Meet always have limits now. They think it's a lie. See it, 5 minutes. Okay, ask question very quick.
Okay, I noticed that you use 5 minutes time frame. Is it because it's gold, or is that's the time frame you use? 1, 2. Let me ask all my questions.
Okay.
In case the thing goes up. Then secondly, the sentiment indicator, is it not lagging behind? It's not the normal indicators that lag. No. Then thirdly, how do we get the particular sentiment indicator used on TradingView? Then does this work on all other pairs like GU?
Okay, so now let me explain.
I don't know if you got the 4 questions I asked.
Okay, so man, I can't put everything on my head. Okay, so well, I remember you talked about if it works on other pairs. Of course, the idea works on any other pair. I can decide to go to GBP and show you the volume. The thing is, the rule is straightforward. Once you come into any chart, mark any high volume you see. Anywhere you see high volume, just mark it. Whether it makes sense or it no make sense, so just mark it. Highest volume. Start with that. Highest volume, just mark it. Then
Okay.
we talked about
Sentiment lagging behind.
no,
As
sentiment
lagging
does not
indicator.
lag behind though. This one I'm using is crazy. Doesn't lag behind.
So how can we locate it on Trading
You
View?
can't locate it. It's custom made. I actually created it. You have to mix in a lot of assets together, to be able to value this this just basic valuation. I'm not even trying to even. I mean, something is deeper than that. I'm just showing you guys just based on just to further streamline your other block trade. That okay, even though some people might have taken a loss on certain other block, not because of that volume was wrong, but it's just sentiment that is just against you at that point. So you understand? If you want to learn sentiment, that's a different thing entirely. Then you ask another question again.
The time frame, 5 minutes time frame that you're using.
Okay, so time frame actually it works for another time frame. If I take this thing now to 1 hour time frame, now you see it's the same thing. It's the same thing on 1 hour time frame. You understand? You can see the only difference on 1 hour time frame is now you are going to be seeing less of the volumes. But eventually, if you mark it, if you still mark it, you still get all those trades. I mean, if you have marked this guy here, you still catch this one. If you mark this one here, you still catch this guy. If you mark this one here, you still catch this. I mean, look at this one now. This particular one here now, that is here. If you have marked it, this is it breaker you call it. When price traded into it, you would have caught it, right? Because why there's a high volume, so it works. It works on any time frame actually. But I'm more of an I don't like calling myself. I'm just a trader basically, but I enjoy 5 minutes time frame. I don't like using the word day trader, swing trader, because that thing is actually a lie. You understand? It's a lie. And I don't know why. I don't know if it's a lie. And the reason I feel it's a lie is because eventually we are all trading. I mean, the same 5 minutes trade that I take, I can hold it for 1 week. If it keeps moving, if it keeps moving, I hold it. The reason why the guy that is saying he's a swing trader is because his trade is still moving. If it doesn't move, it go mellow and I go close the trade. So that's the thing. So you understand. So
yes.
The name of this
sorry. We need to create another link. I don't know. You know what? I think I'm done because I don't want this.
No, create another link now. No, we have more questions.
This is just 2 minutes. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Any other person? 2 minutes.
What's the name of this volume? This thing that you created?
No, I don't. I will send you the link for that one on the group, so you can add it to your preview. I'll send you the link for that one. Any other question?
No question to me.
How do you set
Will the video be on YouTube?
Yeah, I'll upload this on YouTube. I'll upload it on YouTube.
All right.
Right. So no other question. I mean,
is it going to be today?
Huh? You know
what? Is it going to be today? Are you going to upload it today?
Yeah, maybe. You know what? Any other question? Just forward it on the group because we have to go now. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I would like to. I also like to see. I mean, those of you that joined for this training, I mean, we still like to have you around. I mean, I also want to see your trades that you're taking on other pairs. Want to see stuff like that. Then that's it. I will continue on the group.
All right. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.